guys. Hello, hello. All right, Cancerians, let's get into this. So, Cancer, we're going to take a look at kind of like what is the hidden chapter? What is the hidden thing that our character may or may not notice or see or be aware of just yet? So, let's take a little peek at what is the hidden message in all this. We have a King of Coins, we have the Tower. We do have possibly an Aries or a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. And it's kind of like they're at this like murky distance. Either they're not in Cancer's life yet, but will be, or there's somebody from the past that's like trying to like reemerge. You know, it's kind of like his face is kind of like coming forward in this. Angel Leo girl. Hey, babe. Hi, Nikki O. We have got a Six of Swords upright as well. This is somebody Cancer moved on from, and they're having some huge chapter change in their own life. Maybe they have recently become more stable. Maybe something is destabilizing in their life. We've got the High Priestess sideways. Okay, so this is not really that hidden now, is it? High Priestess is always like the energy flow. I almost think that Cancer is going to have a sudden, like, especially during this full moon, maybe. You know, we've just come through our full moon, but oh my gosh, it was still so huge last night. I don't know who saw it, but yeah, it's a super moon, right? And I'm just wondering if we don't have the energy here of like really, really strong energetic awareness all of a sudden. But I feel like Cancer must be picking up on someone's collapse. Okay, so we could have a financial collapse in a King of Pentacles world. This is somebody who might actually, I know it sounds weird, but it might be a really good thing. This could be someone who is getting kicked out. This could be somebody who's having a relationship, collapse. The thing is, he's still stable. He's upright and he's stable. So that makes me be like, what's that about? If he's upright and stable, even though everything is falling down around his ears, well, we have an Eight of Wands. Okay, so this is somebody moving forward, rushing forward, racing forward. We got that awesome Sag energy of the Archer. So it's like, that's it. I'm letting my arrow go and it's straight to what I want. Is this a Cancerian is getting this premonition? I was done. I'm letting them go. And all of a sudden they're like rushing, not even chasing me, but rushing up and passing so they can stand in front of me. It almost feels, because we have him facing us both times and because we have this arrow, I feel as if somebody is going to be both from the past in Cancer's life and also in front of Cancer. I don't know how else to explain it. Like they're going to be somewhere and be there to face Cancer, but this is after something collapses in their life, and then it's like they are rushing forward to bypass and head Cancer off. Like Cancer was letting go of them emotionally, had promised themselves during this full moon, I'm not going to think about this person anymore. This is the place where I let them go. This is the place where I forget about them. And then all of a sudden, right as I think that, right as I like decouple the caboose on my train and move on down the tracks without the caboose, it's like it hops tracks, rushes forward, and jumps in front of me. Like, I don't know how else to say this other than this character is having like a massive collapse in their own life, which is actually really positive for them. Even if it's like they're leaving a big chunk of money behind, they're leaving a job behind, they're leaving something behind, and it's like they're going to hop on a flight and land at Cancer's own town before Cancer gets back home. It's something like that. Like they're going to be standing there facing Cancer when Cancer thought, I left you behind me. How's it that you're now in front of me? Temperance. I definitely feel like this is because I can't let you go. Cancer, don't be over me. Don't let this go, because actually I got to stand right here kind of blocking the doorway and say, can we instead make this work? Can I offer something instead that would make you stay? Maybe this is more of an image of somebody like going to step in front of Cancer and like block the doorway. I know this is more of a window, but it's like maybe the divine is going to play a role in blocking something a bit too, to like delay Cancer just a little bit. Hang on. I only suggest that because we have the Temperance Angel. We have a 7 of Coins and we have the 4 of Swords sideways. There's already been so much time that I think Cancer invested or contemplated and chewed on this and thought about things with this king, and then just kind of came to the conclusion that, you know what, I think there's no more to do here. So I'm just going to move on and let myself just rest more, sleep better, not think about them anymore. I release the need to think about them. And I think that that was good, because it's as if Cancer set down all the stuff that didn't belong to them. But energetically speaking, it's like Cancer put all that weight of the relationship or whatever wasn't working in this relationship onto their shoulders, and they're the ones carrying the entire weight of it right now. And they're like, oh, I'm definitely ready to deal with this now. I'm definitely ready. But I keep feeling like they have to leave something else behind. They have to, are you quitting a relationship? Are you running away from something? It says that it's an implosion, a collapse of something in their life. Is it them causing the collapse to go chase after Cancer, or is it something else? They're definitely chasing after Cancer, because we have the Prince of Cups sideways. It's two things simultaneous. It might be that everything is just this really perfect and bizarrely timed situation where they're letting go of something the same time that something is pushing them out the door, the same time they're rushing after Cancer. It's like three things might be happening simultaneous. I got to go chase Cancer. I got to go. And the other person's like, honestly, if you go, don't come back. And they're like, that's cool, because I was leaving anyway. You know, it's kind of like that sort of a moment. What or whom are they leaving behind? What or whom is collapsing in their life? We have the Princess of Cups, which would be like the Page of Cups. And it's in the reverse. They don't care about either patching it up with somebody else, or they don't care about, they're letting something drop is maybe the best way I could say this. They don't care to hang on to a relationship of their past. They're happy to surrender the whole damn thing. Hang on. 11D8, you asked me if this is a real bookshelf with real stuff. It is. All this part's real. The bookshelf behind me is not. This is not a very big backdrop, and so I need a little bit of extra space to cover the boxes of stuff that I have behind there. And I was like, you know what? Let's bring in my bookshelf anyway. And I might keep it because I kind of dig this. I like my doodads. But we just pulled a couple of charms out of my charm box. And we ended up with a mood ring. So we definitely have something about emotions. And then we have got the Temperance Angel. This is one of the, like the gold charms that are, it's actually a necklace, but it's the image of a tarot card. It's gold with a little rhinestone in it. I'll try to remember to tag some of these things for you guys so you can find them. But this is about feelings and emotions. And again, with that Temperance Angel, whatever collapsed in their life, they didn't have the right emotions, or they had changing emotions, right? Like, what's the mood ring going to show you? It's going to show you the changing emotions. I mean, so they say. My hands are really cold, but it's going from basically black to a deep burnt orange for me right now, and shifting into a little bit of the green family. We'll see if it keeps changing as I warm it up. But it just comes across to me kind of like the emotions have shifted. This person certainly doesn't care about what they're leaving behind. They don't want to patch something up. This feels way more divine. Like this is finally, the collapse in their life is bringing in balance. Maybe they're having things shift out of their life with a Sagittarius, since we've seen that now twice, but they're definitely letting go of something, even though it's also simultaneously letting go of them. Queen of Pentacles. This feels like enough growth has occurred, and this is definitely happening during this, full moon energy as well, because this has been like a long road. I almost think that they might be divorcing. Like this could be a Queen of Pentacles, could be somebody that's like, look, I'm really good without you. We're not we're not in rhythm with each other. So leave me the house and you can split, like there is something about finances here. And we already saw them like collapsing and letting go of things, but maybe it's a fair 50-50 split. It's just they're gone. They're done with something and they're going after Cancerian. That is coming through loud and clear. They don't want to patch it up with somebody. And I don't think this Queen of Pentacles wants to patch it up with them. Nobody seems to be full of animosity. If this King of Pentacles, and bear in mind, the real reason I'm saying I think this is, they were possibly somebody that was married to another person is because we have the King and Queen of Pentacles. And that's what's collapsing with the Tower card. And that's what they're leaving behind to pursue Cancer. So I would just say this is a King and a Queen of Pentacles who are amicably splitting, even though it is kind of like sudden. It's just like, I don't want to be here. Yeah, I know. I don't really need you here either. So let's let this thing go. Let's not patch it up. Let's not. I almost think these two could be like friends at this point instead of lovers. Let me ask, with this King, actually, let's stay with this deck. With this King of Pentacles, what's your real emotion right now toward Cancer? Hey guys, nice to see you all. We have a 7 of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Wands upright. Big passion, real strong desire. By springtime, they want their arms all over Cancer, that's for sure. This is a very passionate card. We've got a fertility, and anytime you see the maypole, that's a big sign of fertility. And, Ace of Wands is our most passionate card anyway, right? What's so crazy? Look at that. That mood ring on me is still, I'm very cold right now, but that mood ring is still staying so dark right now. Still has a deep, deep orange that I don't think the camera picks up, but that's just crazy how dark it's staying. Maybe that's it. Maybe their energy didn't, I don't know, it just became something that was unchangeable with the person that they were with. And now they're after Cancerian. They've thought this for a long time. It's just been a long time for them to make this decision, or it's been a long time for them to figure out how to gravitate toward Cancerian. I feel like this relationship was in this no man's land for a long time. And I think that's why Cancerian was like, look, this is somebody who's with someone, even if I sense that they're not happy, even if I see them making googly eyes at me, unless they're really leaving another relationship behind, they're not single enough to offer me anything. So I got to go. That seems to have been how this storyline opened with Cancerian. But now it's time for them to actually step up and pursue things with Cancerian. And it is because Cancerian has let them go. That to me is, on one hand, that's fine. That's great. But what took you so long? Can we just ask bluntly? Because I'm thinking on behalf of Cancer. Cancer might want to know what took so long. Page of Swords sideways, Knight of Cups upright. I hate to say it this way, but I do feel like they spent a lot of time evaluating their emotions toward Cancer, making sure that what they felt wasn't just lust. Now, actually, I shouldn't say I hate to say that. That's a way better thing to do, to consider. If you're thinking about ending one connection in order to pursue something else, obviously that's no small thing. But if they kind of spent time trying to sort out the emotions, trying to sort out, is this lasting, real, true? And I do love the fact that we have a white horse, because are my emotions pure for Cancer? I have to make sure I know the answer to that before I go making a move in Cancer's direction. I have to know. Page of Pentacles. Again, all of this was I have to take time. I have to take time to get to know Cancer. I have to take time to, just figure out what Cancer thinks of me also. I think there was a lot of undercurrent between this King of Pentacles and Cancer. It definitely could have been, at least throughout this season, feelings have certainly become amplified. And I say this season, meaning we're in fall right now where I'm at. So we see all of these, fall leaves. I almost think that it's they needed to. Did Cancer and this king like have a moment where they really looked at each other's eyes and it was like, okay, there's no more denying this. There's something here, and the only way I can pursue this with Cancer is if I'm actually single enough to do it. It does feel like this seems to be a fairly recent thing. Yeah, Nine of Swords. Wow. Okay, so you know how I said I felt like Cancer at some point took all the pressure off of themselves and said, I'm leaving all this for them to carry. I'm going to let go of this. If they're the ones who are taken, yet I can tell they like me and I like them, I need to go ahead and let them go. I need to stop thinking about them. I need to step away from them. I need to change my schedule so I don't work the same shifts with them. I need to not keep coming to this place because they're with somebody. I need to stay away from them because we've crossed a bridge, even if we didn't say it with words, even if there was no kissing, no touching, but let's just say eye contact and the moment of awareness passed between us, which is you're attracted to me, I'm attracted to you. There is something real here. And even if it was completely unspoken with the high priestess sideways, I have a feeling it was hinted at, but not exactly maybe verbalized in, so, hey, are you going to dump the person you're with to actually pursue things with me or not? Like, I don't think it was said like that. The high priestess is sideways. That's only partial, like verbalization. A lot of it was still left in that murky other world. But it's like they had a moment. Cancer and this person had some kind of a moment where they both walked away from an exchange they shared. Maybe this was around the full moon or something, where it was like, okay, I've come to the conclusion. I know this is something that somehow we did cross an energetic threshold here. I'm aware I like them. I'm aware they care about me. I'm aware that this could be something. If things were different, it could be us. And now, because I've seen that, I know that, and it's not something I can erase. It means now I have to deal with it. And the way Cancerian dealt with it is to say, well, I'm not the one with any problems in this, meaning I'm not the one in a relationship with somebody. So I'm going to let go of them so they can stay in that relationship if they choose to. And I got to stop thinking about them, or I got to stop being around them anyway. And I think as Cancerian did that, talk about putting all the pressure on them, it might not have even been that. It might have just been that moment of final recognition where it's like, I can't sleep because I got this Cancerian on my mind. There's no way that I can pretend I don't know that bond that we share. So now I have to deal with this. And sure enough, they are. So, I mean, the thing that is hidden, or the chapter of life that isn't yet written, is the chapter that's coming up, which is, it's so ironic because it's happening right when Cancerian was prepared to like close this potential book and put it back on the shelf and say, that's one storyline I won't get to read or play out because they're not my person. I got to let them go. And this says it's actually the reverse. 7 of Swords in the reverse. It's so crazy because this is one of those stories where we can't lie about it. We can't hide it. The feelings are there. The feelings are real. And now what has to happen is characters have to act upon what is legitimate and what is real and what is true for them. So no more hiding from this, the emotional bond, no more pretending that, there isn't something here, or that we can just let it go and pretend it didn't matter. They do matter to each other. But what Cancer doesn't see coming is that it matters enough that this character is actually, this King of Pentacles is actually making the change it has to be made. And they do seem to be not only chasing Cancer, but getting in front of Cancer. So they're right there to see Cancer again. So they're in front of Cancer. Can I go back to that real quick and just ask, what does that mean? If they're headed into Cancer's world, I mean, on one hand, I think it's going to shake Cancer a little bit, like, what the hell? What just happened? Okay, so they may do this by sending a message. Cancer, I keep feeling like somebody is traveling, probably because this could be Cancer is like driving away and they're telling themselves, well, that's the last time I'll see them. I can't be around them anymore. We just crossed the threshold. I saw them look at me like that. I looked at them with those same eyes. I can't be around them anymore. We just got to that point where I can't lie to myself. I feel the feels for them, and I know they feel it for me. We can't be around each other if we're attracted and they're married to somebody else. So that's the last time I can see them. And I almost think that Cancer might be driving. They might be thinking about that. They might be like actively trying to let this person go from their mind, from their heart. It's like by the time they park their car, they look down at their phone and they have a message from this person. And it could be like, what is their message? What's going on here? They're sending me a message to say what they want to start a mister scenario. Like, what's the deal? Is this going to be toxic? Should I text them back? Should I even open this? What is this about? It's about that Sagittarius again. It's about that Temperance card. This happens, I do think that this happens really, really quickly, but I feel like the way they get in front of Cancer is possibly through text, through phone, through some kind of message. That would make sense, because I kept thinking, are they actually going to be like physically standing there, in front of Cancer? No, it's like Cancer thinks this is in their head. This is the last time I'll talk to them. I can't be around them. And instead, they race up in front of all of this and say, I don't think this is somebody saying, I'm going to be leaving a partner. Can I talk to you later? I think this is them saying, I just closed a chapter with my partner. I can see Cancer could be like, whoa, is this just a breakup for the weekend? So then they can get something cooking with me. We can see fear here, and maybe thrill and excitement and passion. And also like, is this real? Is this something? I think when Cancer hears from this King of Coins, it's going to be like a bit of a, a mind trip. Like, is this possible? Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands. They're the ones definitely willing to travel, to drive, to go see Cancerian. And I think that they're saying, I want to come see you now. That might sound like they're changing lanes a little too fast, but I feel like they need to get, if we go back to that concept of they need to get in front of Cancer. They need to look Cancer in the eyes. They need to be able to have like, I feel like they want to like hold Cancer's hands or something and like really say what they need to say. Knights are action takers. I know this is very sudden, but they want to immediately come talk to Cancer personally, face to face. And maybe that's really what this is. I need to talk to you. Right after Cancer's like, well, I'll never see them again. And they're like, I need to see you. I need to talk to you. I have to explain some things. Something's changed in my life. That I could see that being why we also have the Devil card. 78. Thank you, Angel. You are so sweet. Thank you so much, babe. You're so generous. 8 of Swords, 5 of Wands. Cancer is this close to saying, I need to think about this. Because I don't think Cancer gets like is having the inkling that this is necessarily what they're coming in to say. I almost think Cancer's like, I can't be alone in a room with them, no matter what the scenario is. I don't know what they're about to tell me. They want to come see me. They want to come face me. I don't know if we can be in a room together alone, unsupervised. I might need a chaperone. Because this is almost like Cancer's like, well, we can meet in a public place and sit outside. Like it almost feels like you can't come to my house because I don't know if there's too much passion here. There's way too much unspoken desire and passion here. These two are going to have like a safety net, or Cancer definitely wants to put up a safety net here, almost to the point of like, I don't know if I should write you back. Let me think about meeting you to have more conversation with you. I got to think about this. This is Cancer going over and over in their mind. What do I say? What do I do? Universe, you want to weigh in? Give Cancer some, that feels like the wrong deck. Give Cancer some kind of maybe gentle, supportive. Okay, hang on. I have to be careful. They're all naked on this. And I'm only chuckling. Sorry, Cancerians, please remember these are fictional stories. Please don't think I'm laughing to be rude or anything, but I'm chuckling because I'm like, well played, universe. I basically keep saying Cancer's going, I don't know if I can be alone with this person because we got too much tension, too much, passion, too much desire. I know they've got desire for me. Come on, both of these are emotion and extreme desire. And like, there's a hunger, right? There's a pretty solid hunger that these two have for each other. And it's being acknowledged. It was subtle. Now it's not subtle. Now we're going to have to deal with it. The elephant is in the room. I thought I was going to stay away from you. We were gracefully going to pretend this doesn't exist. But now instead you want to come find me, face me, text me. I need to see you in person. And it's like, how do I keep clothes on? And the universe brings that up immediately. And is like, the truth of it is, it is time, metaphorically, to undress the scenario for what it is. We have 3 people on this card. We have 2 people wearing sunglasses, 1 person with their head turned around. Obviously, Cancer and this person need to actually have the real stripped down conversation of, look, you care about me, I care about you, we're attracted to each other, but what's going on with the person you're actually with? Because this is the reason we're on either side of each other instead of together. So this all has to be dealt with. And if Cancerian maybe just owns it and says, let me tell you, yes, I'll see you for a serious conversation, but I'm going to let you know the only undressing we're going to do is about the truth in regards to you, me, our feelings for each other, and the fact that you seem to be married. So is that what you want to talk about? You know, I think that the universe is like, Cancer, instead of worrying, instead of trying to dodge, instead of trying to say, I don't know if this is a good idea. It's like, no, it's a good idea as long as you get what you need out of it. Bluntly put it out there. The real reason you're worried, or the real reason you're sitting here saying, I think I should just block them and stay away from them, even though they're reaching out to me now, the real reason is we need to talk about this, the 3 of Cups. That's the only thing that's going to get stripped down is the truth here. Who are you with? What are you doing? And I think that also puts it in like a pretty much like, if you want to talk to me, just know here's what the topic is. So now we can see, what do you got to say? I think Cancer's going to be very, very, very pleasantly shocked and surprised to discover that's exactly what they have to say. Changing partnerships, changing relationships. 3 of Pentacles. They're like, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I got to explain the whole thing. There's a whole bunch. My 1 chapter of my life is ending, and I would like to have a new chapter with Cancer. Look, as long as they're going to be as blunt as what they seem like they're going to be, thank goodness, I think Cancer is going to give them the platform to actually explain all this, talk to them. Cancer might choose to do like a FaceTime though, still, only because we've got like a digital camera here recording. It could be that Cancer's like, tell me what you need to say right now, even if we can't be in the same room. Let's video chat. Tell me what it is that you need to tell me. That's what we can do right here, right now. And it does kind of feel like somebody's clasping their hands together like, oh God, I hope that it's the right answer that they have to say. That might be the safest way. If Cancer doesn't really want to be in the same room with them because it's like, it's too damn tempting. We're too attracted to each other. No, I don't want to hear anything until I hear the entire story about what's going on with you, me, and the person that you're still with. So no, you can FaceTime me. You can, do some video chat, and you can talk to me and tell me the whole situation, whatever you want to say, but I don't want to be in the same room with you. Not until we get some serious conversation about what's going on. I could kind of understand why Cancer would play it this way. They keep saying, no, we're too attracted to each other. So we can't be in a room alone. But okay, tell me what it is you got to tell me. King of Wands, they're like, excellent. I'll strip it down anyway and tell you everything. This is somebody who wants to reveal their heart. This is not somebody who's trying to get out of their clothes. It's somebody who's trying to get to the point where it's like, I'm not hiding anything. Yes, I was with somebody else. You know that, I know that. Yes, it's over. Yes, it's because I want to pursue you. Yes, that's the full story here. This is them laying it all on the line. I don't know if they have a shirt on when they do it, but we have Ace of Pentacles. You know what? Gotta say, this is pretty amazing. The fact that this person has lots to say to Cancer and they are not pulling any punches and they are literally asking, now, can we start something, you and I? Can I come over now? It does look like Cancer is still probably going to say something to the effect of, yeah, we can start, but that still means that we have to start at the beginning. And it's like, that's what I'm asking for. Start at the very beginning, the first threshold. Can we just cross that first threshold of me saying, I'm single now and I want to pursue you? Can we begin at the very beginning? I kind of think this is exactly what Cancer needed to hear. Can I ask one final, probably most important question? When? When does this happen? Queen of Pentacles upright. Remember, that's the person that they've been with. She's looking up like she's about to leave. Is she moving out? Is that the day this happens? We've got the Death card in the reverse. So all of this still hinges, I think, on her exiting, which I don't love. Because if they want to pursue things with Cancerian and they're a king, kings should be making their own decisions. But again, maybe there's like, yes, we're moving out. We're not going to live together. I mean, look, you can find a place to live. You two can separate and still it can be like, yeah, but I mean, heck, I was in a situation this year where I had already rented a place almost 2 months before I was able to move. And the holdup wasn't me. It was on their side. There's times where that's just how it goes. You have to wait. We have a 7 of Swords sideways. They're not playing. They've known this for a while, but I think that I feel like they were very concerned that if I tell Cancer I'm getting divorced or we're separating and it hasn't happened yet, they're going to look like they're full of crap. So I almost think that this thing played out and dragged on way longer because all of this, and maybe still is playing out and dragging on at the moment in time because it's hinging upon when do these two actually like no longer cohabitate, or when does somebody move? Maybe she's like moving far, far away. I can understand why this whole storyline is even here because Cancerian was like, I'm done. I can't keep feeling like somebody's attracted to me. I know that they are, but they're with somebody else. I mean, then either there's somebody who can't make decisions, or there's somebody who just likes to flirt around, or there's somebody who's hoping maybe they can get a Mr. or Mrs. thing going with me. I think they've been concerned about that. I'm going to look like that. I'm going to look like a liar, or I'm going to look like I'm coming forward to tell Cancerian something, but then, oh, P.S., I'm still with someone else. I can see why that would be a problem, because even now when I say when is that happening, it's like Death card's in the reverse. We don't have it happening yet. And we're at the beginning of this detachment. So they may want to tell Cancerian this is what's happening. And they might be really worried that it's like, this is what's going to happen, but I don't know exactly when she moves out, when I move out. And I'm hoping I don't look like a world-class liar. Universe, do you have advice? Because that's unfortunate. That looks like everything's still technically bogged down. And that's not what we said at first, right? The beginning, it was like, oh, this is done. This is finished. 7 of Cups. Universe is like, oh, I don't know. You humans have to figure it out. 7 of Cups, this could go any direction. I'm not saying that they're like, hey, can I just move in with you, Cancerian? But that might have something to do with why they're like, could I come see you? I mean, it could be a little bit of, look, this is for sure. We're separating. She doesn't move out until such and such a date, but we are absolutely unequivocally separating. Can I come see you? I don't know if they're going to try to like move in with Cancer, if Cancer's maybe going to suggest it. I mean, that could be, depending on what the rapport has been between these two. Okay, it's definitely about housing. It's definitely about housing because we've got that 10 of Pentacles and somebody's in between. Look, life is hard and life is very expensive. Ridiculously expensive. Let's not beat around the bush about that. It's not feasible anymore. Life is too expensive, period. Everything's outrageous. The cost of everything is outrageous and completely crushing everyone. So the idea of how do you separate, move into different places, pay where you currently are, try to get into something else, start a new relationship. Everything costs additional money if you want to make any change. On one hand, I could see how it would be most sensible just in the real world and the financial world for these characters. I mean, real world. Let's remember these are fictional stories, but I could understand why it would be logical for these characters to possibly go ahead and talk about what if we were to live together. It sounds like he's monkey branching from one relationship and then reaching into the next before he lets go of the first. That's not quite what the situation is, but we are in this weird in between transformation of this relationship is over and I want to be with Cancerian. There could be distance between the two. There could be, it's going to be X amount of time before so and so can exit or I can exit. The lease isn't out yet, but I'm done. I could stay with you, Cancerian. I don't think this is one of those traditional things, or I don't want to say traditional, but one of those situations where they're like, hey, I just need somebody's couch to sleep on. So let me go pretend like I want to be with Cancer because then I got, whatever, two hots and a cot or something. I don't think it's that at all. I think it's just the reality of what do you do when you're transitioning an entire chapter of life. There's all the nuts and bolts of the expenses and the difficulties. Look, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's ideal, but it might be something that just is like, I don't think they have an agenda. Like, let me come live with you. That's how we'll make this work. But I'm wondering if Cancerian is going to look at things like, there is a solution, and maybe even our best trial run to see if we're good together is, why don't you just move in with me for a bit? We got that 10 of Cups also sideways. On one hand, here's the other thing I could argue. I'll be devil's advocate and say, in my own life, I can say that I've done everything right before. Met somebody, dated them for a huge amount of time first, then personally, I believe in living together long before ever talking about marriage, because I want to know if we really click and we're good together. And so you go through all the steps and you invest a lot of time and you invest years even. And, a lot of things seem like they work. And then, at the end of all of it, after you've already known each other as friends, then dated, then moved in together, then been engaged, and then the whole thing goes belly up and you part ways anyway. And it's like, honestly, would it have been any different if I had just been like, we met, we moved in the same day, we gave it a whirl? Hell, we might have found out a lot faster that it wasn't going to fly. So I'm just going to say, you can do everything right and you can do everything by this huge step-by-step program and you can still find out it doesn't work. Or you can give it a whirl and say, well, it seems unconventional, it feels pretty crazy, seems too fast, but what's the worst that's going to happen? Oh, we part ways? Well, guess what? That could happen after 10 years of getting to know each other anyway. So really, is that big of a risk? It all depends. I mean, these two obviously have enough backstory on each other to mitigate those risks. It's like, I already think this person is decent. I already know we have a bond. So I see these two possibly, even though it's unconventional, I see them moving in together. Like, yes, monkey branching from one relationship into the next, only it's not for that purpose. And it actually kind of seems like both of them are like, this would be the best solution. And it kind of feels like they just want to be together and see how this thing goes, because they both have this real strong hint that I think we could be amazing together. I'm actually cheering for these two, and I'm kind of like, good on you. Just go for it. Life's short anyway. I mean, if you both know you're decent people, and the worst that's going to happen is we aren't good together, we shake hands and part ways, then why not just jump in and live together and give it a whirl? I mean, in this scenario, it seems like it makes sense. I'm finally turning a little bit green. Well, actually, it's orange with green on the outer edges. Okay, so we finally shifted the color tones from black to orangey green. So the emotions have changed in this story. Okay, I'm going to leave this one here. Sorry, this one got so long, you guys. Oh my God. I did not mean to do that to you poor Cancerians. But I haven't done a long one for Cancers in a long time. So maybe that's just as well. 11 to 8 it is. 2 hots and a cot is reference to jail, but I thought a little tongue-in-cheek there would work. Yiffy, I hear you. Portals and Pathways, great to see you. Whitman Clan, awesome to catch you. Small Person, hi. Empress Unicorn 111. 11 to 8, you're adorable. Thank you so much. So love. Thanks again, 11D8. Hey, Juanita. Oh, and your star, I'm sending you lots of support, lots of love, honey. I'm sorry you're going through a tough moment. You are in good company. I know we've all had our tough moments, so just know that you are very, very compassionately supported here. Thank you for being here, love. Hi, sweet. Good doodads. Sweet, you're hilarious. Yes, this is full of fabulous little. I wish that this guy we could see the top of him because he lights up. He's a whoops. He's a little plasma ball, and I just so adore this. But I don't think if I plug him in, I don't think you can see his beautiful plasma light. I do have a love for all kinds of little, funky items. But yes, my plasma ball is one of my, I don't know, I always loved those as a kid, one of my prides and joy. And of course, being a child of the 80s, you know I had to give me some Zoltar going on. So I have a couple Zoltars here because the movie Big, right? He actually does light up and talk also, but he doesn't have his batteries in right now because sometimes he talks too much. And I have a little miniature Zoltar as well. Yes, I collect odd little things here and there just because it's fun. So, but yeah, those items are real. They're not on the backdrop of the bookshelf behind me. If I had nicer looking books, like prettier older ones, I would put those on this bookshelf. But I'll probably have to start keeping my eyes open for the more pretty bindings if I'm going to use this backdrop again with this shelf. Because, you know, it's got to match. It's got to match. Hi, Gulia69. Thanks for being here. Nemo. Hi, sweetie. Sarah J. Awesome to catch you. And Nikki O. Thanks again. And Angel Leo Girl, you were first in the house. GOC10P. Delighted to see you again. All right, you guys. I'm going to pop over to the other channel here in just a minute. Sunny days. Hi, honey. Oh, but before I do, just FYI, guys, I will be going live tonight on both channels. It'll be late tonight, but I will be going live on both channels for about a half hour each, and we'll do some card pulls. So anyway, love to see you guys if you're going to be up late tonight. Oh, wonderful, San Juanita. You're getting tucked in for the night, relaxing a little bit. That sounds awesome. Portals and Pathways, I could not agree with you more. Zoltar is a total classic. Yes. I think we all love that movie, didn't we? I never met anybody that didn't enjoy it. Hi, Jake Carolina, Shadow June Stockholm. Wonderful to see you. All right, you guys, I'll see you on the other side. D'Artagnan, thank you so much, hun. Wonderful to see you again today. All right, bye for right now.